Clean through, and opens with a strike.
Yeah, can't ask for any better than that.
Another strike for Barnes. 2 in a row.
Yeah, the perfect way to go, isn't it? Spare for Dom and double time for Chris Barnes. So he gets down up to about 42 feet, and that ball just hooks back. Trips the 4-pin in the end, but it's good enough for 2 strikes in a row. Chris Barnes, man in form, went to the World 10-Pin Bowling Association World Championships in Las Vegas back in July. Won a couple of gold medals in the doubles and the all events. Picked up a couple of silver medals as well. So is he on top of the world, on top of his game? Very much so.
And that's his turkey, 3 in a row.
Yes, and they all look pretty good, didn't they? So he's really lined up on this with his lane dressing. 39 feet of oil, 21 feet of back end. That's the dry part of the lane.
Opened up with 3 strikes, Barnes, and there is another.
Yeah, great looking shot from Chris Barnes. You saw the cupped wrist that he's got before he releases that bowling ball. And as that wrist opens up, it puts rotation on the ball that reacts with the lane in the back end. Barnes now looking for a 5-bagger.
Oh, yes.
Repetition is very much part of this game, as sounds a bit obvious, I know, but Chris looking very relaxed. He's got his line, he's got the rotation perfect, the speed is perfect, and so is the reaction in the back end. Sets up that chain reaction. Just have to hope that you can get a lane that suits you. This lane has not been dressed since the Baker match earlier on. So some oil has been moved around. Yeah, just trying to get settled there with those feet. Nice shoes, Chris. That's a classic 5-step approach up to the line.
Is it another? Yes, it is.
Wow.
Oh, wow. An early treat in this opening session of the Weber Cup. It's Chris Barnes, and he is flying.
Chris is still on the maximum, and Dominic can only hit 269 thanks to those 2 single pin spares.
Barnes, perfect so far. It's frame 8. There he goes once again, Cass. Ah, what terrific form from Chris Barnes straight away here. Yeah, this is where Chris starts to think about things a little more, and this is where keeping composed gets you through, I would imagine, Cass. So you've seen a few perfect games in your time. I think you're being modest, you've rolled a few as well.
Yeah, not as many as this man, though. Chris has just taken a re-rack, which he's allowed to do. He wasn't happy with the setup of the pin, so he's asked for a fresh deck, which has been now set up. So he's just gathering himself for this really important shot in the foundation frame. It's frame number 9.
Perfect so far, still perfect. He likes it.
I love it. It's just fantastic. That's 9 strikes in a row. A classic style of probably the #1 player in the world. Ripping the rack, 9 strikes in a row. And the next time he stands up, it will be the 10th frame, and he will be bowling, hopefully, for a 300 game. We can talk about it now. He's got this far, and wouldn't this be great? Everybody's holding their breath.
Dom's 269, already a score that would have comfortably won a good handful of singles matches last year, and will no doubt be a score sufficient to do the same this year. But right now, it is all about Chris Barnes. but they all tumbled, and this is on.
He's got a big smile on his face. This was slightly fortunate, but it's the 10th frame. And look how light that is on the head pin. And he's got some mix. The 5-pin was the last to go. And this is so important for him.
He stared it down, didn't he? He stared that down.
1 down, 2 to go. Come on, Chris, make this a good one.
Can he do it? Oh. We're 1 bowl away. Tommy Jones has done it 3 times here at the Metrodome. Paul Moore back in 2006 broke the mould. But now it is Chris Barnes, the daddy of this United States team, with a chance to write his name in Weber Cup history, to add another chapter.
Just gathering his thoughts. One look at the pins down the far end. A nice deep breath. He's got 11 strikes in a row behind him. This for 300.
It's Chris Barnes. Is it a perfect game? Yes, it is! What a start to this Weber Cup. In the opening singles match, there is a standing ovation for Chris Barnes. He was perfect there. He was brilliant. Chris Barnes with a perfect game.
Superman rules, Superman smiles. This is the final shot. He's laid it out. He's hit his mark. The speed's good, the rotation is good, and the chain reaction in the back end is just fantastic. 12 great strikes, and look at the body reaction there. Everybody just loves this man and his bowling.
Paul Moore, Tommy Jones, and now Chris Barnes. Perfect men at the Weber Cup.